What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. Give me all this knowledge that I can with the this youth baseball space, helping kids get maximum exposure, helping kids get into school. Holler at me if you need me, and also bringing on the hottest coaches in and around the country. And yo, I got my man coming back. I'm a recruiting coordinator at Jackson State. My boy Kevin Whiteside over here joining me, man. We're gonna talk a little Jackson State baseball again and just talk about the swag, talking about the season up to date, up to to this time right now. They balling out of control on the backside. He trying to be all, modest in the background with me and stuff, but they balling out here, man. So I just wanted to kind of bring some of my guests back on, man, to talk a little mid-season, mid-season fun. You know what I mean? Out here in these streets, man. So without further ado, Kev, man, what's good, man? You good?
What's going on, D, man? Just happy to be back on the show, man. Enjoying Monday, off day today, so we get to kind of kick back a little bit and relax a little bit. So just enjoying the day.
Good deal, man. Listen, man. Man, let's talk a little bit, man, about some ball, man, and this is a little bit from this is your first year, right? You know what I'm saying, playing and coaching in the SWAC. You've been a player over here, but this is I know this is your first time, on the Jackson State staff as a coach, but this is your first time coaching, right, in the SWAC. Am I right?
Well, I spent like a season at Alabama A&M, so I'm a little familiar with it, as a player and as a coach, but kind of entrenched, right now in it as far as all the duties and recruiting coordinator responsibilities. So yeah, it's first time on this end of the fence.
All right, man. So speaking of that, man, and man, you got these, you got them boys out there balling. You Coach Johnson out there doing their thing out there, man. So how's the season been going so far, man?
Season's going pretty good. We're 24-7 right now. I think we're 18-0 in the conference. So, we're playing pretty good right now. But, just got to continue to get better, because our conference is a one-bid league. So it doesn't really matter how good we play during the regular season. We don't win our conference tournament, we don't get a chance to go to the postseason. So that's our ultimate goal, is to win a championship.
No doubt, man. And I mean, listen, to come out to the season hot like this and playing and coming out of COVID times and everything like that, man. So overall, I'm sure you're pleased with how you guys have been playing, right? Is that lack of, I mean, because you guys ain't like you just had all the normal season of practicing in the fall and off-season trainings and stuff like that. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're 100% right on that. We didn't really get an opportunity to have a fall, so the first time we got an opportunity to see our guys was like January 5th or 6th, and we had to go, immediately start with COVID testing. Then we had to quarantine for a couple of days, so go through all that COVID protocol. So we really been kind of 3 months in right now. So a lot of the things that we probably go over in the fall, is kind of learning on the fly a little bit, but we've been pleased. We got kind of an older team this year, so those older guys have really done a really good job stepping up and bringing along the younger guys. So it's been really fun to watch.
Listen, man. Speaking of the younger guys over there, man, I had a chance to briefly talk behind the scenes, man, with Big Boy over there, big Jermaine Dye looking more. You know what I'm saying, out there hitting bombs out there, man. Talk a little bit about the impact, the young freshman has had, man, out there balling, hitting them bombs out there, man.
Shanar's a really good player. 6'6", 6'7", first baseman. Kid's tremendously athletic. I don't think people realize how well of a runner he is till he gets rolling. But, you're talking about a kid that's that big. It probably runs, 6'7", 6'8", 60.
Wow.
He can move.
Wow.
Extremely athletic, come from an athletic family. His brother was in the Final Four,
Yeah. I
with
just found
Michigan.
that out. Mm-hmm.
His brother just declared for the NBA draft. So he's got a really good bloodline. But, the thing about Shinar, I really like, kid's a worker, man. He works his butt off, and, he wants to be extremely good. And, he's always in the cage working on his craft and doing things that he needs to do, getting better, not just offensively, but defensively. He puts the time in at first base and does the things that he needs to do to become a really good player. So, it's been fun to watch, to see his growth, and, just from a baseball standpoint, you saw him early in the season, and see him now. He's starting to take his walks more. And there's one thing, we talk about, just trying to be patient, and especially if it's a situation with a base open, they're not going to give in to you. So, he's been doing a really good job of being patient and just taking what they give you. If they give you a single, take it. But if they miss middle in, punish them. So that's been really fun to watch.
Listen, man. I mean, speaking of that, let's talk some hitting, man, and this new, way of striking out, and who cares about the strikeout and all of that. But I like what you're saying over there, man. And from a college game standpoint, are you guys, really intertwined with how they doing things up there, where basically is high strikeouts, some walks a little bit, but they don't value the strikeout, like, they don't care too much about the strikeout. Is it like that at the college game, especially at Jackson State?
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but for us, what we do, going into last weekend, we were first in the country in stolen bases. We were second in the country in runs scored, and we were like 20 something in the country in batting average. So we value putting the ball in play. Because that's why we recruit guys that can run. A lot of things can happen when you move the ball, and the defense know you got some guys that can get down the line. So for us, we try to take a really good approach, 2 strikes. We want to shorten up. We want to just move the baseball, and like we try to tell the guys all the time, if it's a good pitch, fight it off if it's close, and try to get to the next one. Because those guys are throwing really good sliders and curveballs these days. So we're trying to limit strikeouts as much as possible. And then, I think you looked at us at the beginning of the season, our strikeout numbers was up, you know what I mean? And we wasn't playing really well. But, as the season started going on, our strikeouts started cutting down. We started winning a lot more ball games. So, it's amazing how that stuff go hand in hand. So, for us, we don't really value the way they do it, on a professional level. I guess those guys can do it, hit 220 and hit 40 bombs and strike out 200 times, and I guess that's their way of, doing the analytics these days, I guess. But, for us, we don't really get 400 or 500 at bats, with a kid. So, we got to go out and we got to do the things we got to do to win a ball game. And so, we're a lot different from that standpoint. We do focus on trying to hit the ball hard. So, if you want to talk about the exit velocity and things like that, yeah, we want to see a guy swing the bat and hit it extremely hard off the bat. You talk about, Shinar, he was taking BP the other day off that Rapsodo stuff. He hit a ball 105 miles an hour off the Rapsodo. So, yeah, we want to see it come off the bat. But at the same time, we really focus on hitting low line drives. We want to be a team that put a lot of pressure on the defense because, like I said, when we get on base, we're trying to steal. And, in order for us to do that, we got to be on base and we got to cut down our strikeouts in order to do that.
Man, that's just a breath of fresh air, almost throwback style, man. And to be, I mean, we came up in the era where it's like you get on base, you know what I'm saying? You get any way you can, and the name of the game is run scored and RBIs. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do any of that if you're striking out left and right. It sounds like that's what you're teaching up there, man. Listen, man, let me just shout out to everybody listening in as they coming in different parts of the country. All right. Tamika was good. Tell my boy Big Lens, I said, what's up? Justin was good. Big Josh, ATL is in the house. All right. Jansen, what's up? Michigan is in the house. All right. Curtis was good. All right. Julia from Arkansas was good. BJ, upstate New York. Good to see you on, BJ. All right. I saw your son swinging it. Kev, what's going on? Amber, Oklahoma's in the house. I will see you guys on Saturday in Arkansas. Keenan, what's good, man? Hope to see you on Saturday out there in Arkansas. Crystal, Chandler, Moss, what's up? Watching with Chris. All right. Lawrence, what's up? All right. Lawrence, this kid just committed out there out there. And Jax was good. Texas is in the building. All right. Burley was good. All right. What's up, Coach? JSU is my son's #1 school. Okay. All right. Lorenzo, what's up? D-Town is in the building. All right. Round of arms. Tijuana, Mexico here today. Whoa. You got it. Okay. All right. Tijuana. All right. So anyway, Miguel, what's up, man? D. Yeah. All right, your son loves Whiteside too. Honest dude like you. All right, cool. All right, All right. Uh, Good to see you, Miguel. Tell my boy I said what up. So listen, man. Shout out to everybody listening in. Um, you know, when it comes to your program over there, Coach, and what Coach Johnson, you guys have building and well, it's building. You played there, man. You know, it's only a handful of I believe in the HBCU realm that really kind of get that love, man. You know what I'm saying? And what what is the draw? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like it is, that Jackson State, you like right now we have Mexico, Detroit, Texas, Georgia, everybody, you know what I'm saying, like wanting to, see what's going on with Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? Is it, what do you think that brand has built over the years with, especially being, coming from the SWAC? What you think, that everybody kind of want to clamor, maybe not clamor, but, want the opportunity to potentially play down there in Jackson State?
Well, first thing, it's no gimmicks. There's no gimmicks here. It's a bunch of hard work. It starts with our head coach. He's been here 15 years as a head coach. Had one season he didn't win 30 plus games. So that's the proof's in that pudding. You come here, you're gonna have an opportunity to win and compete for championships. We're gonna play really good people year in and year out, but we're not playing those people just to play them. We're playing those people to beat them. We went to the NCAA regionals in 2014 when the University of Louisiana Lafayette was number one ranked team in the country and beat them 1-0. You don't go in the environments like that and don't beat them. So we're going to continue to go and compete against those guys, but in order to compete against them, you got to find really good players that can help you win ball games. So that's where we are right now.
Listen, man, the from a recruiting standpoint, man, we talked about this before, man, but for people listening in, man, what's the current roster and where do where is your farming land that you get players from? Where's your roster from now? And where
We
you like,
recruit.
to go
We
ahead.
recruit globally, man. It's a
Globally. Oh, he ain't say nationally. Look, he said globally. Look. All right, I like it.
we get them from everywhere. You look at our roster right now. We got cats from Mississippi, California, Florida. We got a cat from Wisconsin, New York, Chicago. You look at our past rosters. We had guys from Curacao. We had guys from the Bahamas. We have guys on our roster right now from Puerto Rico. So it's we'll recruit nationally. And nationally leads to getting guys out of the country as well. So we're not just recruiting a certain area. We're gonna always recruit guys that are all over the country. And and so we're just trying to find the best players we can find to help us win championships.
All right, so on a normal year, we getting back to you know normalcy. All right. Let me shout out to one of my boys over here, former teammate of mine over there in Pima Junior College over there in Tucson, Arizona. Pitcher coach Gilbert De La Vera, you know what I'm saying? Gil, he the type that he'll peek his head in every now and then, but when it's time to come on the show, I can't find his ass. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? It's good to see him on over here. Gil, when you coming on, stop BS. But anyway, he putting his little 2 cents. Said, Coach, when you going to come check out our boys at Pima Junior College out here in Tucson, Arizona?
Get my number from D, man. Let's hook up.
All right, there you go. All right, so I ain't heard from my man Gil since I tried to get him on here last year. I think it was. You know what I'm saying? He's sneaking his head in here. All right, Gil. All right, I'll exchange numbers over there too, but I'm gonna chase you down and get your ass up on the show. Stop playing around over here. Anyway, the Alan was good. All right, so when you come in, so coach, man, when it comes to the recruiting side of things, man, I know because of the COVID and I know the 2021s and the 2022s, where are you currently looking at? What year and position wise, you looking for right now, man?
Well, one good thing, the NCAA just passed that they're going to allow us to get back on the road recruiting June the 1st. So that's a plus. So definitely looking forward to getting back out on the road and seeing some kids from a recruiting standpoint. With the 2021s, we're not really done. We're looking for a difference maker or two. If we can find one to kind of just put a cherry on top of the class that we've already built thus far. From the 2022 class, we're looking for the best available. 2022 and beyond, we're looking for some difference makers. We're looking for some guys that's gonna help us go out and compete, and win a championship, and go out and compete and win a regional. So those are the type of guys that we want. Those are the type of guys that we're going after. Sometimes you get told no, but we're gonna keep knocking on the doors and trying to recruit the best players possible.
All right. Clay says, do you plan on using Dion to help sell recruiting to JSU kids?
Those guys do a really good job over there in football. I think it was a lot different year than normal when you got baseball and football going off at the same time. So if there's a kid that's a two-way kid that a football baseball guy, and we both feel really good about it, that'll be a situation where we have to sit down and talk about the kid and moving forward to see if he can be a good two-way guy for both of us to benefit.
I did see Dion sitting in the stands at your games, right?
Yeah, he checks out some games, quite a few games. He'll come by. I think deep down inside he's still a baseball guy at heart. So
all right, I know that's good, man. You representing and helping, just supporting the programs and here and there. I know it gotta be a little live down there, man. In spring down there with baseball and football and everything down there, huh?
it's different, man. It's always a different atmosphere in Jackson, Mississippi, man. If you ain't really experienced a Saturday night football game here in Jackson or a Friday night baseball game, it's a different environment, and we feel really good about what we got going on down here. It's D I love, man. It's Jackson State.
Now, when it comes to the two-way guy, man. When it comes to recruiting that kid, do you shy away from that dude, or you try to if he's high level, pretty good player, do you know, actively help out with trying to, if that's what something he wants to do, do you, feel like it could be done over there?
Yeah, we've had talks with those guys in football about some kids, and if it's a kid, like I said, that we feel that we both can benefit from having a guy on our roster, we're all for it. I think you're looking at a guy, from a football standpoint, and Dion, who's done, both for a long time, at the highest level. And from me as a recruiter, I like football players. Most of the time those guys are tough, especially if you're recruiting a quarterback, because most of the time if he's a quarterback, he's probably going to be the shortstop on the baseball team. So we want really good athletes. If you watch us play, you look at our outfield guys. Those guys, were wide receivers. In high school. So those guys go out and get fly balls. So I think recruiting those guys work hand in hand.
Now, seeing that's your first year, what do you like past win the SWAC championship, and um what do you have for your guys that do you guys still train in all season, or do you just try to get them out into the different collegiate leagues, or like what? Like, we're gonna talk about camps in a minute too, but what do you have for your players?
I think it's each individual player is kind of different. You take the player and you look at the ability level and things like that. Like right now, we got a couple guys slated to go to some really good summer collegiate leagues. You know what I mean? And those guys need to get out and get that experience, from a standpoint of swinging the wood bats and playing some really elite competition in the summertime. So, I was fortunate enough to be a head coach 3 years in two different, collegiate summer leagues. So, I have some really good connections in those leagues. So, if a guy really wants to go and play in one of those leagues, we're going to provide every opportunity we can to make sure he gets an opportunity to do that. Some guys elect to stay, here, just take some summer classes just to get ahead in their schoolwork. And if they do that, they'll be with our strength staff all summer, working on getting physically strong and just kind of getting ahead of the curve. So, We just try to have a really good rapport with our players and just trying to find out exactly what they want to do as far as the summer schedule. Because some guys, if our pitcher, if he had a really, strenuous workload during the season, we'll probably shut him down and just allow him to relax and get stronger, from a weight standpoint. And so it just depends on the player.
Listen, man. This is on another note. This is more of a personal thing, man. Being nosy. Uh, you say you coach in the collegiate league. Like, what are some good collegiate leagues? And then is there like a good league that will allow committed seniors to play?
You're talking about high school kids.
No, no, no. Two things, two different questions. So you played at you coached at two different collegiate leagues. So what is a good? I mean, obviously I know the Cape, and would the North would be maybe right
Yeah,
underneath the Cape. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Or
yeah.
what are
You got
some other ones that are high level, and are they like really you know
yeah.
where some scouts may be?
Well, you got the Cape, which is the premier, league in the country. The North Woods is really good. The Coastal Plain is really good. I was in the Great Lakes League, which is an extremely good league. The MLB
Now,
just
is
opened.
that different? Is that different from that's still Midwest though, the Great Lakes League,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like Ohio, Chicago area. Yeah,
Is that the Kalamazoo team? Because I think my boy team played in the Kalamazoo, or is that Great
it
Woods?
might be Valley. That's probably the Valley League. The Valley League is really good.
Okay.
The MLB just opened up a new league, Appalachian League, I think is what it's called. So
Hmm.
that league is going to be really, really good. Alaska, they've always had a really good league out there. Texas Collegiate League, I think it's one down in Florida now. So any league that you can get in, nowadays in the summertime, and it's wood bat and it's that type of exposure, and you talk about the Coastal Plain League. Those guys play almost 90 games. Same thing with Northwood. So those guys play a lot of baseball in the summer. I like the two leagues I was in. I was in the New York Collegiate League for 2 years and the Great Lakes League. So it's about 40, 45 games, which is really good. You get an off day or two a week, and you kind of still get an opportunity to get your legs up under you. So I just think it just depends on what league, what are you trying to do, and but if you could get into the Cape, that'll probably be the league to be in. Just from a traditional standpoint, because most of the time if you go to the Cape and you tear it up, you're gonna be big money guy coming out of the draft the following year. So
So like a Texas Collegiate League or something like that. You know, I should ask you this offline, give people ideas, but you know, for the 18U committed team, would they even be allowed, or would it be too much for them?
all right, so if D Brown is committed to Jackson State University as a high school senior, basically is what you're asking.
Right.
Some leagues are allowing high school guys who are going to be a freshman in college to participate in their league. It just depends on the league. So that'll have to be something that whatever school that the guy's committed to, just say D Brown's committed to Jackson State, I would have to go out and ask this league, hey, do you guys allow high school seniors who are going to be freshmen in college to come and play?
Mm,
But
okay.
there have been guys who've done that. So yeah, it's obtainable. You just have to find out which team and which league it'll allow you to do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't spill the beans on that. I know somebody gonna run. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. All right. Gil says, "What about two-way position guys? Do you like guys like that, Coach?"
Our head coach loves two-way guys, man. He loves two-way guys. So if he could be a dude on the mound as well as a dude in the position, we've had a lot of success with two-way guys. Those guys come in and do really well. I think we had a guy who was like the pitcher of the year, maybe close to being a conference player of the year too, and Desmond Russell a few years ago. So he was a dude on the mound and he could swing it. So we've had some two-way guys. We got a couple two-way guys now. We got some recruited that we've got signed. So we really like two-way guys.
All right. My guy Herman says, "Coach, are you guys looking at 2023s yet?"
I'm looking at them. I'm looking at them hard, man. But I can't talk to them right now due to the NCAA thing. So yeah, we're looking, but can't talk.
All right. Now, when you say you can't talk and all of that, but you can still set up Zoom calls. You just can't reach out to them personally, right?
No, we can't really have any contact with those 2023s until I think maybe like August, September, if I'm not correct. But I'll have to double check that. But I'm almost sure they got to be headed into their junior year before we can talk to them.
Uh, Janice, I haven't been listening as much as I like because of work, but this is such an informative platform. Thank you, Janine. Just make sure you share that message to everybody else. All right. Appreciate you coming back on. It's been a while. All right. So I know you got a lot going on this summer, man. Things opening it back up, man. So let's talk camps, and then I want to know your schedule. Like where are you planning on being? I know you about to hit that road, man. I mean, you're hitting the road now, playing, coaching. But I know summertime, when the recruiting court didn't make his money. So where camps wise? So where for the listeners listening, what you got going on? When are the camps coming? And then where are you traveling to this summer that guys that want to be in front of you may be able to make sure that they're there.
We're planning on having a showcase here. I think it's going to be second week of June. So that'll be kind of some where if you got any JUCO guys or any 2021s that are unsigned, that'll probably be an event that they probably need to hit. But for me, I'll be wherever there's a player. I'm gonna try to be there. Definitely in Atlanta. At Lake Point at the Perfect Game tournament. It's so convenient to have 300 plus teams at one place at one time. So I can see a lot more players, per capita, I guess, as I can, just trying to hit one guy at a time. So, definitely there. There'll be tournaments in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida. I'll be so, we'll definitely be out, as a staff, trying to see as many kids as we possibly can this summer because you think about it, you're trying to really do 2 years of work in the summer because some of these 2022s, man, you haven't seen since they were freshman, sophomore years in high school. So you're trying to get as much work as possibly can. And I know that kids are trying to commit earlier and earlier these days. But at the same time, you don't want to offer a kid too early, and you kind of in a situation where you ain't seen him. So we definitely want to get out and try to see as many kids that we think that we're interested in, and they're interested in us.
So, let me give a little shout out to my people on the other page. Bubba was good. Alabama was good. D Car H Town is in the building. Bobby was good. Good to see you on. Dallas, Texas in the house. Dewana, what's up? Dallas, Texas in the house. I saw you 14-year-old hitting 86, 87 already. Who else? Lawrence, what's up? Callie in the building. All right. Kev was good. I asked that question. Janine, Alabama was good. Herman, Texas was good. J. Meyer, Wisconsin was good. Nicholas Strong, what's up, man? Texas is in the building. All right. DJ, Mississippi in the house. Clay, what's up? Tennessee in the building. Allen, what's up? Ohio in the house. And okay. All right. My guy Kev said Mark was good. Dallas, Texas in the building. Speaking of the JUCO thing, all right, Kev says, Coach, do you guys recruit JUCO guys as much?
Yeah, we recruit JUCO guys. We recruit them. We recruit them pretty heavy. This 2021 class we got coming in, quite a few JUCO guys. So we're always looking for guys that are in JUCO. So especially now, due to COVID, so you're able to get guys 3 years instead of the normal 2. So that's definitely been a plus. To be able to get those guys, coming in for 3 years instead of the 2 years. So. Yeah, we recruit them. We're gonna recruit them all the time. Anytime we can add a quality guy, because those guys have been in junior college programs, going into college programs for 2 years. So they understand kind of lay of the land, and you kind of got a little bit bigger sample size with them as far as their numbers. So because they've been playing against college guys too. So.
All right. Cynthia in Louisiana says, I brought my son down and you all have an amazing program. The hour before the game was impressive. All right. She reached out and told me too. She was like, she came back, ranting and raving about y'all, whatever y'all pregame y'all do in the structure. You know what I mean? So she she she
Appreciate
was
it.
she was
Appreciate it.
impressed. All right, Tasha, what's up? All right. Well, out in y'all parts over there, good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute neither. I ain't bringing out all my oldies over here. Come Mississippi in the house. All right. So, like so camps second week in June, but you said you kind of want mainly. I mean, you have all the kids come out, but it's mainly for those.
No, no, it's not. It's it's for 22s, 23s. But we're just gonna let those unsigned JUCO guys and unsigned 21s. We just want to make sure those guys get an opportunity to get out, and because it's not just gonna be us. We'll have other colleges here. Other JUCOs, other Division twos. Some D1s. So we're not just gonna limit to us. Because it might not be a good fit for us here, but it might be a good fit for somebody else. So we're going to offer that opportunity for some kids to come out and basically come out and earn it, man. I'll get you that information once we finalize everything. So, but no, it's not just limited to 2021s and JUCOs. We're looking at 22s and 23s as well. So.
All right, cool. So, style of play. You leading the league 20th, top 20 in average, leading the league, the NCAA in steals and runs scored. All right, so
Top five, I think, right now in run score, leading the country in stolen bases. And I think we're top 10 in average right now. So,
all right, so I'm talking so offensively, if I'm looking into Jackson State, what
oh yeah,
type?
we're leading the league right now, and we're leading our conference in ERA too. So we're not just offensive. We pitch too. So,
Uh, what I'm saying? So what if I'm a hitter? Let's talk hitting first. All
no,
right, I'm gonna go there first. So what type of player? What I mean? What do I need to be to really be on your radar?
well, you look at what we do offensively, and a lot of times we you know I say we look for speed, which we do, and a lot of times people kind of get that misconstrued and say that that's the only thing we're looking at. No, we want a guy that check every box in the spectrum. We want if we can find one that's got them all five twos, hey, I'll take him today. But what we do offensively, we bunt a lot. We steal a lot of bases. So we want some guys that even when we're not hitting, we still got to find ways to score runs. And I think a lot of times, especially now, the way the game of baseball has changed into this new launch era phase, because that guy out there on the mound is trying to limit you from getting that perfect cage launch angle swing off. Okay, so what if his fastball and his slider is working exactly where he wants it that day? How can you find a way to score runs? And that's what our offense does. Even when we're not, swinging the bats great, we still can find a way to get a runner on base, to get a bunt down, to steal a base. Because if we can get a runner to third base in less than 2 outs, a lot of things can happen. We can safety squeeze, we can hit a ground ball to second base, we can hit a sac fly, we can throw a pass ball. At the end of the day, like you said earlier, if we score 5 runs and we don't get a hit and we win a ball game, yeah, we got no hit, but we still won. So at the end of the day, we're trying to score 1 run more than a team that we're playing. So in order for us to do that, we got to find guys who that can run. We want some guys that can make some difference making plays. In order to do that, you got to have some elite athletes. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for elite athletes.
So, coach, if I could just swing it, man, but I'm running 7-4 out here, 7-5. What you working with out here?
Well, if you can hit some across the street to that blue building we got behind our baseball field, we can work with it. We still want some guys in the middle of our order now. We want some guys in the middle of our order that can drive some runs in. Because you look at the way our lineup set up, our 1, 2, maybe 3 guys. Those guys are speed guys. Our 8, 9 guys are speed guys. So we want some guys that are in the middle of our order that can run. But at the same time, we want those guys to be able to steal some bases if need to. So we don't want to be stationary, so to speak. There have been in years past, if we get a guy on first, it's got to get 3 doubles to score him. So we don't want to be in a situation where we got to hit 3 doubles to score him. So we want to be in a situation where we get a guy on there. There's a potential to score a run. And the thing about it is everybody knows we still a lot of bases. So as the guy calling pitches or the pitcher on the mound, what is he's not going to throw? He's not going to throw a ton of breaking balls. So our guys get a lot of fastballs. So guys get a lot of fastballs. Everybody want to hit fastballs. So that's why our averages, so you give in because hey man, this guy might run, so I gotta throw a fastball. So that guy standing in the box for us, he can swing it back. So we try to make guys make mistakes that way. So it kind of works hand in hand. Yeah, we steal bases, but also we try to do some different things to get our guys really good pitches to hit.
Now, from the pitching side of things, like having success, man, with ERA, what's a typical pitcher that you're looking for? Obviously you want the velo and all of that, but is there a certain style that you like? Lefty, righty, or what? What's the type of pitcher that you're looking for?
I think back again to this new day and age, everybody wants them to throw 100 and blow it out of there. I'll take a guy that's 86, 88 that's got really good feel for 3 pitches. And that's if he's got really good feel for 3 pitches, especially a really good changeup. Because for me, I think the changeup's the best pitch in baseball, especially if he can throw it out the same window, he can throw his fastball. So feel. A guy that's a strike thrower. A lot of times, a lot of people take chances on guys because, he got a really good arm. He's 96, but he ain't thrown strikes since he was 12. So don't, and he's not going to just start throwing strikes when he get to college. A strike thrower is a strike thrower is a strike thrower. So, a lot of times when we recruit guys, especially on the mound, that's the first question I ask guys. Is he a strike thrower? And if he's not a strike thrower, then, that's a whole nother, process we got to go through in order to get him. But, you can kind of look, especially, we talk about JUCO guys, and you look at their ERA, and you can see walk to strikeout ratio. If he a guy, he struck out 43 and he walked 9, that guy's going to be a strike thrower. But, if he struck out 43 and he's walked 43, it's a lot of give and take in that. So we're looking for guys that are strike throwers that's got really good feel for, for their pitches. I want them to throw as hard as the next guy. I do. But, I want them to be able to have really good feel for their fastball and be able to throw secondary pitches for strikes too.
All right. Crystal, thank you for that comment over there. It is needed. Just tag and share as much as you can. All right. Jay Meyer says, what advice would you give a 12-year-old who has aspirations of playing college baseball?
I say this all the time, and I think people don't, he's fall in love with the weight room. Fall in love with it. Give him an eye. And I'm not saying that go in there and be a power lifter at 12 years old, but go in there and start building his body up. Because you look at the players who have a lot of success in college, those guys are physically stronger. And the freshmen that come into college that have success, those guys are physically ready to come in and have success. There's very rare would you see a freshman come in to college and contribute to a college baseball team year one if he's not physically strong enough to handle that. Because you got some guys, and you look at, you look at conference per conference. You watch Vanderbilt, and it's like, you got Kumar Rocker and the lighter kid out there throwing at 95, and you got a weak kid swinging the bat. Those guys are gonna knock the bat out their hand. You know what I mean? So you want some guys who's got some physical strength to be able to come in and help. And he's 12. Yeah, I don't see no problem starting him right now. Teaching him how to squat, teaching him how to clean, teaching him box jumps. Any type of explosive movement. So, I think a lot of times people spend a lot of money on private training, which is good. It's fundamental. It's one-on-one environment, but I think they need to spend that type of money too on strength training.
My boy Jack says, shout out to my boy Coach Cooper over there, Grandma. He listening in. All right, showing love to the HBU. I gotta get you back on, Coach. I want to know this. Jackson, Texas says, I want to know this. How are you guys hitting the ball so well as a team? Can you share the process on how you guys are achieving this?
It starts for us at practice. We practice situational stuff every single day. We work on, what we do in the game, we work on this stuff in practice to no end. I think our guys know exactly what we're gonna do just about every day we come to practice because we compete. It's competition type stuff every day in practice, and we're not really big on a whole bunch of drills and new gimmicks. And there's certain things that we're gonna do every single day, and we do those things every single day, and we just try to really perfect those things in order to be a really good offensive team. Not trying to give too much stuff away on here now that we know that we got other people on here that we play.
My bad. Oh yeah, my bad. I ain't mean to call. My boy Coop over there. You know what I'm saying?
All good. It's all good.
That's all right. Um, Kev and Amber from Oklahoma says, "What is a good 60-yard time that you're looking for in a prospect?"
I'll find them all run 6.2s. I'll take them, but I think 6.6 is probably for us is kind of the going rate, and that's running. You know,
That's
so
infielders and outfielders. You want them in that range.
yeah, our outfielders are different level speed for us this year. Those guys are 6'4" better runners. Those guys are elite athletes at what they do. So it's very rare that you're gonna find a outfield, and we got four of them that we can kind of interchange at any time, and those guys run like that. So it's very rare that you can find four guys that run at that type of speed, but that's the type of speed in which we're looking for.
All right. We got Herman says, "What kind of schedule do you play, Coach?"
What does he mean?
I don't know. I mean, um,
We're playing, outside of our conference, I guess. We play a really good conference schedule where we do some crossover conference games with some schools on the western side of our conference. This year we have Mississippi State on the schedule, Ole Miss, Southeastern, Louisiana Lafayette. We went over to Mercer. We played University of Miami last year, so we're going to traditionally play some really good people year in and year out.
all right. My boy McIntyre over there showing them those averages of your boys over there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah. And Tasha said, Brown is the real deal. Yeah, he is. That's how I try to, you know. All right. And Jay Meyer says, "Thanks, Coach. Great advice for the 12-year-old. This is what I have. He is so serious about this. All right. Let me see, Coach. I got my boy Jacob in Wisconsin. We got Wisconsin in the building today. All right. So, Coach, talking about launch angle here, here's my theory on it. Down and away has traditionally been the toughest pitch to hit, and hitters have adjusted to that pitch, creating launch angle. I'm old school, down through the ball, stay connected, and go gap to gap. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear your thoughts because right now, all I got is theory."
Well, from a launch angle, if it's the ball is going to create an angle off the bat. If it's done right. We do teach similar the same thing you're talking about, staying down through the baseball to create as much backspin as possible because that's what we talk about, creating backspin. We want balls hitting the gap, and in order to hit balls, you see balls hit in the pros 400 or 500 feet. In order for those balls to go that far, they got to be backspin. So in order to do that, you got to hit down through the baseball in order to create backspin. I think there's some guys out there teaching some kids some bad stuff these days, but that's another topic for discussion. So I definitely think you got to be conscious as parents of who you take the kids to and understand the method in which they're teaching because you get them with the wrong guy, you can mess them up for a while.
I agree. All right. John Bates, what's up? All right. Tamiko, Mississippi is in the building. I know it is. All right. Tell my boy Big Lens. I know you, my boy Big Lens. And speaking of hitting, teaches your sons. So tell him I said what's up. All right. Lauren says, go watch some JSU games. They play the game the right way. All right. Start to finish. All right. The Yvette was good. All right. Can you compare your fall program schedule and your spring program? Also, what do you have implemented in your program to support academics?
Our fall schedule. Let's say we get guys in August. We usually give them a few weeks to kind of get acclimated to being a student, especially for our newcomers. Our guys returning are kind of already. They've been through the process already. Then we'll start what we call our 4-on-1 practices, where it's basically our individuals. So we will just say like we will just bring in our middle infielders, and we will just work on just middle infield play, whether it's defensive or offensive. We'll do that for an hour, and we usually go through our individual workouts with each specific position group, maybe 4 weeks, maybe 5. Then we'll start our team practice. That's where we have our whole team together, and we'll go through our team practice for a period of time, and we'll finish up with that with our kind of our blue white World Series. That's basically our just a glorified inter squad, and we'll get after it. Um, three out of 5, sometimes best 2 out of 3, depending on how many how's the arms are feeling by the end of the fall. And we'll usually take that to probably about fall break. So they'll go through fall break, and by the time they get back from fall break, it's usually finals. So they'll have kind of a 2 week, 2.5, 3 week window with no baseball. Then they'll break for the fall. We'll get them back sometime in January. We'll kind of start the same process back over again. The individuals, then we'll get started with team practice, and once we get started with team practice, the season starts, and it's been constant. Just say like this week, Mondays are our off days. Pretty much every Monday is our mandatory off day. We'll practice tomorrow. Then Wednesday we're going to go to University of Louisiana Monroe. We'll play them. We'll come back. Thursday is either a travel day, depending on who we play that weekend. So if we got to go to like one of the Alabama schools, Alabama State or Alabama A&M, that's usually our travel day. So we'll leave sometime Thursday afternoon. We'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll get back Monday, and it's kind of the same thing every week. As far as academic support, we have an unbelievable academic center here, just strictly for athletes inside of our library. Our academic advisor, Ms. Glass, does a phenomenal job with our athletes. She works one-on-one with them every single day. She's a pit bull when it comes to that academic support. So anything those guys need as far as academic support, they report straight to Ms. Glass. Whether a tutor, they need help, with whatever they need. So they go straight into our academic center for athletes, and they get any type of support they need. So we do a really good job academic support. We graduated about 92% of our players that come through here. So you come through here, you're going to get a degree. If you don't graduate, you probably buck the system yourself. You try not to graduate. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure our players graduate as well, get an opportunity to play at the next level.
All right. Coach, how do you feel about submarine pitchers?
I like them. They throw strikes. I like them.
Uh, yeah. Um, Juan says, "Hey, coach, what are some ways to get a recruit on your radar if you all aren't recruiting out of that particular area? Do you prefer video of that play, or do you recommend them to attend your camps?"
I think both, if it's feasible, depending on location and if the parents can make it happen. But definitely video. I think every college in the country has been surviving on video and Twitter and Instagram and any type of other social media outlets they can find over the last year and a half. Dealing with this COVID and not being able to get out on the road and recruit. So definitely both. If possible, but if you can't get to a camp or things like that, a video is definitely the next best thing.
All right. Arthur says, "Hey, I run one of the top high school showcase programs in California. Uh, I have a 2022 6'3", 180-pound power hitter, 6'8" runner. Would you be interested? D knows my MLB Union son.
I get the info from D, man. We'll chop it up.
All right. The All right, coach. Let me make sure I ain't got no more that's coming in. All right. All right. Cool. So the all right. When do you feel like you guys, meaning Swag, MEAC, when y'all feel like y'all HBC wise are gonna take that next step? Do you feel like ain't no pressure or anything like that, but I want to know when you feel like y'all gonna get that next level, man, super regional, past that super regionals and get into that dance, man. Like, on that side. When do you feel like because I keep feeling like, one to three of y'all each year, you know what I'm saying, always poking at that and be this close, do you feel like you got the team to do it? And you know, if not, when? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you look at our league as a whole, and I'm just talking about the SWAC, year in and year out. We beat those guys, regular season, and we're highly competitive in those games in which we don't. It ain't like our league is not getting any worse. Our league is really good. I think our people don't give credit to our league as a whole. Whether it's the East or the West, there's some really good teams in our league, man, and it's every year. And you look at our past conference champions. The quote unquote best team might not even win the tournament. You know what I mean? Because you got to go into that thing. And that's a 4-game grind. If you win, each the 4 games in which to get to a championship game. So our league is right there. I think the difference factor, with us and everybody else is just pitching. You know what I mean, and just finding those guys that those dominant arms, because you put a Kumar rocker on any staff in the SWAC, you know what I mean. Yeah, we can go out and we can win a regional and go out and compete and win a super regional. So that's probably the biggest X factor. It ain't the athletes, it ain't the hitting, it ain't the offensive stuff. It's those dudes on the mound, and that's why those teams, the ones that are winning World Series year in and year out, that's why those guys got legit first round arms, and most of the time, legit first round arms are going to put you in a situation to compete for a championship. It ain't the lineup itself, because you take our my team, our lineup is decent top to bottom, and just like Coop's lineup over there in Grambling, they got a really good lineup top to bottom. Athlete wise, they're really extremely athletic. It ain't the athletes. You know what I mean? It's the guys on the mound. So once we were able to get those difference makings on the mound, that's when we're going to get to that point to where you're seeing us get to that super region.
All right. Charlie's coach late to the Zoom. Any showcases or camps or in Jackson this summer? Got a 2026 in your backyard.
Wow, 2026. That's a long way away. But I think we're gonna do a showcase second week of June. I'll get that information out over the next couple of weeks and kind of let you know which classes will be invited to that showcase.
All right. I want to quite. We were talking about this earlier, Coach. Like when it comes to create like profiles and when do you think let me say this without bashing anybody, but uh from like creating profiles on a PBRs and a perfect game like when do you feel like it's important for those parents to get on a platform like that to start actively feeling like uh, it's necessary to do that? Because the reason I say that, because Charlie right here is talking about 2026, and I was talking I had a parent that reached out to me and posted on some of my pages about their 2026, where they had a write up about a 12-year-old, and posted it from these platforms. And sometimes I laugh a little bit because it's like he's 12. You know what I'm saying? So when you think a good time is for parents to really actively think about putting themselves on a platform. It could be hell, it could be mine, it could be Perfect Game, anything like that, where it's beneficial. You know what I'm saying, to do so.
Um, I think one, you can be your own recruiting deal yourself as a prospect. With so many social media outlets, you got Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, and just about every college coach in the country is on at least one of them. But I think those are good for me when it comes to like 60 times. You know what I mean? Because most of them are laser timed, so we can get a pretty good feed on. Hey, this kid went to XYZ event. He ran 6.5. Good chance that's legit 6.5, and him running it, at his high school, and they run in 50s instead of 60s, and they tell me he runs 6.2. So um, I think kids are starting to commit so early these days, and it kind of takes the whole joy about playing ball out of the equation, because everybody's so blessed to say I'm verbally committed to XYZ, at 15 years old, and he hasn't taken a bat on a varsity roster yet. So you know I can't say that we're gonna offer a freshman in high school and he ain't played in a varsity game. You know what I mean? Or is it that freshman that's been 6'2" since he was 12, and he's been 85 since he was 12? Is he's done? So for us and what we do, we kind of got to see, the kid develop a little bit. So I know everybody wants to be offered as early as possible, but for us, we got to make sure that we've done our homework. We've done, we've crossed our I's and dotted our, crossed our T's, dotted our I's, and done all that stuff, because we don't have the luxury of some of these other guys. They can offer these guys at 14, 15 years old. You know what I mean? And if they don't pan out, they're just going to decommit them before they get to the opportunity to sign them. So we try to do it a little bit different. From the standpoint of making sure that this is the guy we want, and making sure that this guy ain't maxed out. That this best baseball is ahead of him.
Yeah, they I was talking about this yesterday, man, and it's just I like to look at myself as a good evaluator, right? But as a 14-year-old, I had a 14-year-old team, and back in the day, and me and my assistant coach out there in Memphis, Kyville's AD out there in Memphis, one of my ex coaches out there. We were talking about some of the teams we had back in Memphis. The one particular team we had 7, 8 guys. Mom just texted me too. One of her son is going to Memphis, but she played on that team. Well, her son played on my team, but the amount of guys I was on there that I missed on, that at 14, when I say the dudes that I thought was going to be studs, you know what I'm saying? Them dudes are, and there's 2 or 3 dudes in particular that I was like, I don't know. They signed a D1. It baffles me. Me and my, the dude was talking, and I'm like, here it is at 14. They're 14 years old, and I think off that team we had some guys go D1 football and baseball, but the dudes that I felt like was going to be studs, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so how college coaches at 14 years old could sit there and be like, and I've been around ball, you know what I'm saying, for a very long time, I like to say. And, there's no way a 14, 15-year-old that you offer 10, you're gonna miss on at least 6, 7 of them, I believe. You know what I'm saying? At least my opinion. I mean, I'm just piggybacking off of what you said, but shit, I missed. I ain't gonna lie. And I coached him all, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I was like, he got a D1 Scott. I'm like, what? And the other dude that I'm thinking was just nothing. And I'm like, man, that's 13. It's a crapshoot, man. But anyway, I'm gonna get you out of the call. Got a couple more, man. Shout out to my boy D Brooks, man. I gotta give you a call back, man. My bad. I know you hit me up this weekend, man. But what up, fellas? Saw Grambling in Alabama State yesterday. Exactly. Arms are the difference. I have an arm from you. You know, his son is out there. Real good arm, man. Little short arm, Pedro Martinez style, man. You know, remember how Pedro used to throw, man. But this kid can throw. And D Brooks played. Pro Bowl got a nice program out there in Birmingham. So I'll, D Brooks, go ahead. I'm gonna put coach's information over there. D Brooks over there. Send your son's information over there. Mark says, question for coach. Lots of parents may send or email info tape of their players. Sometimes it fails to get a response from some coaches. In your opinion, is it better to have someone like Coach D, a travel coach or a high school coach, reach out to you about the player? Do you value that more than the parents reaching out?
Both. It really, it don't really have to be the coach. It can be the parent. I try to do a really good job of responding to everybody that sends me email. Just actually looking at my phone. I had it just text me, email me some information, as we speak. So, once I get off this call, I'm gonna, look at the information and try to get back to him as soon as possible. Because, for me, you never know, what kid is gonna send you an email that's gonna be that guy that's gonna, help us get to that super regional. So, I try to do a really good job of going through emails every day and evaluating the kids because, it's just like you said, it might not be, but 9, I might say no, but that 10th one might be that dude. So, I got to do a really good job of making sure that I check my email. I try to respond to the kids at a timely manner. Most of the time I try to do it right when they send it. If we're not in the middle of game practice or something like that, but, Twitter, is a great way to get on coaches. You can contact a lot of coaches at one time. You can send them direct messages on their Twitter feed so they can get it that way. High school coach, college coach. High school coach, travel coach. Any one of those will be a great way to get in contact with not only me but in any school. But like I said before, I know the NCAA is about to lift this ban on June 1st. I just encourage parents to get kids on campuses, not just Jackson State, but yes, campuses in general. Put your feet on the soil of the campus, get you a tour, ask the tough questions. We try to be as transparent as possible, but it's easier for me to sell my program because I went to school here. So I'm a product of Jackson. I'm a Jacksonian. I got my degree from here, so it's easy for me to sell this to you. But it's a lot more important for me to sell it to you if you're on campus and you can see what we got to offer. You can see our baseball facility. You can see our field and the things in which we're doing throughout our university that separates us. So you can kind of get an opportunity to get that feel. Because I try to tell people all the time, you're not signing that. I can't speak on anybody else but HBCUs here. When you sign to go to the HBCU, you're signing a 40-year deal, 4T, not 4 T's, 40, a lifetime contract. When you go to the HBCU, it's like no other. You go to another school in another conference, and your 3-4 years are done. You might not ever go back to that school again. But if you graduate from HBCU, whether it's homecoming, whether you're gonna go come to a baseball, you're going back 2-3 times a year if you don't live in that immediate city. That's just because that's just the way the feel is, And I can speak on us, and I'm sure Coop are the same way at Grambling, So for us, and all these other HBCUs, man, when you sign to go to these schools, they're lifetime contracts. And, guys that are left out of Jackson State baseball program, we got doctors, we got lawyers, We got engineers. We got guys who are coaching. College baseball, high school baseball. Guys are leaving here doing big things, and I know that happens everywhere else, but I know the type of field that HBCU has, and I know what it's done for me. And especially now in these times that we're in right now. So I encourage you to make sure you just do your research on these programs and making sure you're putting your kids in the best opportunity they can to be successful.
All right, Coach, man, why you be feeling like, I ain't gonna say why you, but I ain't calling no particular person out, no particular groups, anything like that. But what irritates me, man, is with parents. They be quick to bash HBCUs, not just facilities and all of that, but about getting back to them and why they're not recruiting. And that irritates me a little bit, man, because if that parent, certain parents, I ain't gonna say all, but certain parents, and if they only knew, like, it ain't just certain, it's not. I don't think it's conferences or coaches, or particular school. I just think it's who you deal with, right? You just say you respond back quickly here and there, but certain people always have attitudes and feel like it's okay to just bash certain, and they want to lump everybody in. You know what I'm saying? You feel me on what I'm saying? Like it irritates me a little bit, man. Why people feel like, all HBCUs don't respond, or all this and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be, excuse my language, but it'd be irritating me a little bit, man. And it's like, because if you really understand on the background, like you do what I do when I'm talking to coaches here and there, it ain't just whatever you think is, I'm trying to not call, um it is with, I'm not trying to call certain people out and offend people too much, but why you feel like they be, quick to bash, what I'm saying, HBCUs and schools like that? Why you think they do that, man?
Honestly, man, I really don't know. It just people have their ulterior motives and what they believe, and what they believe. But the same Nike contracts that everybody else got, the same Nike. We wear the same Nike uniforms. Everybody else wear. We swing the same Rawlings bat. Everybody else swing. We sing. Our gloves are the same Rawlings glove. Come August, we're gonna be wearing the same Under Armour stuff that everybody else wears too. So, it's baseball is baseball. You know what I mean? Yeah, our budget might not be as big as everybody else's budget, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty and coming to love your son and show your son how to be a man, and being able to look across the table at somebody that looks like him and have been through the same things he's going to go through, through life, it's that there's no other place that I would rather be than in HBCU, trying my HBCU, trying to help my program be the first black HBCU to win the regional.
Yeah, and I'm not. It's, yeah, you dealing with the school aspect of it, but I'm just talking about they essentially want to talk, and you ain't got to respond back, because it's just I'm venting more for you than whatever. But I just think it's more on the communication. They be trying to say that y'all don't communicate, y'all ain't recruiting. You know what I'm saying? African American kids, y'all ain't after them. And and I ain't gonna say to everybody. It's just certain group. Every now and then you get like parents that be doing that, and I don't think that's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally.
You look at our roster. You look at our roster. That's all I can tell somebody. You look at our roster. Our roster is dominated. With minority players. That's we might not. I just leave that alone. So.
Okay, like I said, you ain't have to, I'm just I'm venting for you, because I don't like reading and seeing it. Um, Knowledge is power, and some people lack the intelligence to gain knowledge. All right. I guess that's what it is. You know. But anyway, everybody got their story. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Jacob says, "Do you like seeing guys bunting games?" This would be our last. Let me see. Make sure this would be our last question. Um, and I'm gonna let Coach go about his day, man. He's been patient with me, man. Have my boy out there waiting on me, man. But we got. Do you like seeing guys bunting games? My son had a hand injury and couldn't swing it. Oh, I think we lost coach. I think we lost him. Well, Jacob, we're gonna get him back on and see, if he finished your question, man. I had my boy on overtime today, and hopefully you can get him back on here. D Brooks says, bro, speaking firsthand experience, HBCUs are recruiting black players. I'm saying it for you if you can play. Thank you, D Brooks. You know what I'm saying? I just don't, I'm be liking, man, when we be doing that, man. That don't be cool to me. All right. Coach, and let me get this last question in for you, bro.
Okay.
Last question. Yeah, I hear you. I got you. Let me get this last question in for you. All right. It says, do you like seeing guys bunting games? My son had a hand injury and couldn't swing it. He went 2 for 2 bunting this weekend and 5 stolen bases. I told him he needs to add bunting to the arsenal because it shows his speed. He laughed at me and said he doesn't play girls fast pitch. Oh, Lord have mercy. But I really think it's something he can use a few times a weekend. Oh, Lord.
I think you can use it all the time. If you
Right?
guy that's got some exceptional speed, anytime that you can show off your ability, I'm all for using it. You know, it's a base hit, you know what I mean? So it doesn't, he 2 for 2 with 2 singles in my book and 5 stolen bases. So that's a pretty good day at the office. So
Facts.
that's a way for him to, give coaches an opportunity to see his speed. And at the same time, if he's struggling at the plate, if he runs that well and be able to get a couple bunts down, that can get him rolling. But I know it's not the pretty thing to do these days. Everybody want to hit cage bombs and hit the thing as far as But from a prospect standpoint, you want to be able to show off your tools. What you do well, and if speed is a part of your game, show it off every chance you get. Whether it's a bunt, whether even if you hit a ground ball to the shortstop and you busting it down the line and you beat an infield single out like Acuna did the other day, that's an opportunity to show coaches your speed, you hustle. You don't take plays off. It's very rare that I want to go. I don't really want to go out and see a guy that runs 6'2", 6'4", and he hitting pop ups the whole day. I didn't get a chance to see his speed. I want to see the guy be able to use his speed, use his tools.
Listen, man. Yeah, I saw this dude play this weekend too, man. First time I really saw him play, but yeah, man. Jacob, haven't watched Bradford at Vandy. Kid is super fast and bunts quite a bit. Yeah, and he throwback, man. Well, remind me of I was watching him this weekend a little bit in the highlights, but yeah, man, it's
Yeah, like
speed
Willie
don't
McGee.
stop. You said what?
It kind of remind me of Willie McGee.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. That's exactly what I was just about to say. That's exactly who I felt like he throwback, man. And man, it was like they said, speed don't slump, man. And it ain't sexy like you say, coach, man. But listen, man, I wanna let's get that information out there, coach, if you could, man. Is that the email or the Twitter? Which one is the best way to get this, parents that may have some videos that they want you to see?
Either one. You can reach me on Twitter at Coach COACH Crick CRICK, or you can see me
At coach.
Crick CRICK.
All right.
Or you can
Crick, that's it.
yeah. Or you can send me an email. I think I'm being. Can I? I don't know if I can type it. Can I type it on here?
Yeah, you can type it in and then I could post it.
Okay.
It'll hit in the comment section.
I was typing on here. Either way, I'm on both of them daily. I guess minute by minute. I guess at some time my wife tells me I have to get off my phone. But we're always looking for difference makers. We're always looking for players that's gonna help us get it go through.
Yeah, here it comes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right, so here's the Twitter here, and this is the
Yeah.
It's Coach Whiteside's. It's Coach Whiteside's email right here.
It's with a
Email.
it's with a C R, not KR. Yeah,
Oh damn, my bad.
that's
Well,
all good.
I'm gonna put your email. They could definitely hit you up an email. Find you
Yeah,
on Twitter.
yeah.
So here's the email here, and all right. So here you go here. God, Lord have mercy. Do it. All right. Slow ass computer. But anyway, the so you can reach Coach right here. Send the videos. If you feel you are interested, I will once I find out the exact date and times from Coach about the uh, workout in June, camp slash showcase slash workout at on campus in June. I will post it on here. Coach, man, I appreciate you taking out the time during this day, man. I know you are smack dab in the middle of the season, man. I'm proud of y'all, man. You're doing your thing, man. And I appreciate you taking out the time and coming on the show, sharing your knowledge. Um, Tomorrow, parents, I will be on. Coach, you're gonna give us a good message leading out of here before, but tomorrow, I will be on, and then Wednesday I will have Hot Springs Junior College head coach and my ex teammate Rich Thompson, my mate from Australia, coming on Wednesday. Junior college head coach over there in Arkansas from Arkansas coming in on Wednesday, sharing his school, his knowledge. So that'll be fun. And we're gonna try to line up maybe one more coach before I head out there. Arkansas, we coming out here. You see the bottom of the ticker, the showcase. Okay, we signing them up. Thursday will end the registrations for that camp. On Saturday, we will have the live streaming aspect of it. We'll be doing what we do. We're lining up Florida next. I will have it tomorrow. I'll be have the date lined up for tomorrow for South Florida. We coming to South Florida next month, and we just keep going with this thing, man. So sign up for Little Rock, Arkansas. All right, Coach, man, if you could, man, take us out with a great message, man. Please, Coach.
First of all, man, I want to thank you again for having me on, giving me an opportunity to not only talk about my university, but baseball in general. Um, my thing is the parents is kind of get your kids involved as soon as possible in ACT stuff, ACT prep, ACT, anything they can do to prepare them to take the ACT. I know the NCAA has waived, I believe, the ACT and SAT for the 2022 class, but still take the test, because I know a lot of universities still require you to have a certain score to even get admitted into the university. So just because the NCAA waived it doesn't mean the kids should not take the test. Still take the test, because from the standpoint of baseball, we're not allotted the full scholarships. We don't have the full load like football, where we can offer everybody on our team a full ride. We don't have that. We're limited in our scholarships. The max scholarships for Division I baseball schools is 11.7 scholarships. So anytime that we can find kids that can offset academic stuff as well, that's not only going to help us, we're going to help the family too. So encourage those guys to take the ACT as early as possible. The young kids that are on here has got young parents that are on here that's got younger kids that are in 8th, 9th, 10th grade. Make sure they're taking care of the GPA now, because what they make right now is freshmen and sophomores is going to affect their GPAs as seniors. So making sure they're taking care of those academics, because you want to start out with a really good GPA, and they want to make sure they finish. So most schools, if you finish with a 3.5 or better with a SAT or ACT, really good, they're going to have some academic money for you. So, make sure you're doing the things that you can to keep money in your pocket.
Listen, man. Always good, man. Always hitting with the knowledge, man. You dropped that nugget last time about that GPA. Last time you were on, which is dope, man. I always appreciate you, man. Until the next time, Coach, man. You be back on, man, and appreciate you taking up that time. Parents, I will be on at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Give me this knowledge, and like I said on Wednesday, I have a boy, former teammate of mine, Rich Thompson, coming on from Hot Springs Junior College in Arkansas, coming on joining us, man. So I will see you guys, Coach. Man, thank you for being
Appreciate it.
patient with me.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kev. I'll see you, brother. I'll be in contact with you, my guy.
D, I
Parents, see you
love
4
you.
p.m. Eastern. Huh?
D, I love you.
All right, man. I love
Thank you.
you. Thank you, man. Parents, 4 p.m. Eastern. I will see you guys. Peace and love.